In a thrilling and unexpected blitz match, the reigning world chess champion delivered a stunning performance against Hikaru Nakamura. This match was filled with surprising moves, strategic maneuvers, and a remarkable comeback. Let's dive into the details. Magnus Carlsen vs. Hikaru Nakamura. As the match began, there was a sense of anticipation in the air. However, to everyone's surprise, Magnus Carlsen was nowhere to be seen when the clock starts ticking. Hikaru Nakamura, taken aback by Carlsen's absence, made his first move while wondering about the champion's whereabouts. Magnus arrived a bit late, seemingly unfazed by the delay, and casually adjusted his pieces before making his move. The opening moves. Carlsen, known for his strategic prowess, initiated the game with a surprising gambit on Move 1, a battle of strategy. Carlsen played bishop to f5, a logical move aimed at developing his pieces. Nakamura, on the other hand, employed a rock-solid London system, patiently waiting for the right moment to strike. Hikaru took too much time and moved his pawn to c3, while Magnus responded with pawn to e6. Hikaru then moved his queen to b3, and Magnus countered with his queen to d7. Hikaru continued with bishop to b5, but Magnus made a knight move from e4 to d2 and captured Hikaru's knight. In response, Hikaru moved his king from e1 to d2, taking Magnus's knight. The game continued with Magnus moving his pawn to f6, and Hikaru countered by moving his queen to a4. Magnus then played rook to c8, and Hikaru moved his pawn from d4 to c5, capturing Magnus's pawn. With swift moves, Magnus quickly moved his pawn to e5. Both players engaged in a series of moves until Hikaru made a comeback and took Magnus's queen on d7. The game intensified, and Magnus moved his bishop from f5 to d7, capturing Hikaru's queen. In response, Hikaru retreated his king to e1. After several more moves, Magnus moved his rook from c8 to c5, capturing Hikaru's knight. The tension escalated as Hikaru moved his bishop to g3, and Magnus moved his king to f3. Hikaru then repositioned his bishop back to e1, and Magnus moved his rook from b2 to a2, taking Hikaru's pawn. The final moments. As the clock continued to wind down, both players raced against time to make their moves. Hikaru fought back, moving his rook to h3, and Magnus relocated his king to g4. Hikaru continued with rook to h4, and Magnus moved his king to g5. The battle raged on as Hikaru moved his rook to h8, and Magnus responded with his pawn to b3. Hikaru countered with rook to b8, and Magnus moved his pawn to b2. Hikaru's tenacity was evident as he moved his rook to b5, and Magnus moved his king to g4. Hikaru then played rook to b4, and Magnus moved his king to f5. Undeterred, Hikaru continued with rook to b8, and Magnus pushed his pawn to f3. Hikaru responded with rook to b4, and Magnus moved his pawn to f2. In a critical moment, Hikaru moved his bishop from e1 to f2, capturing Magnus's pawn. As the tension reached its peak, Magnus was not to be outdone and made a decisive move. He moved his pawn from e3 to f2, capturing Hikaru's bishop. In the final moments of the match, Nakamura resigned, acknowledging Carlsen's superiority on the board. That was a great game, wasn't it? Thank you for watching, and please like the video for more entertaining chess videos.